But tell me why the snow that got in my car last night is still in my car today as snow. But it is too cold for this, but yet I'm outside. But anyways, how you beautiful people doing today? It's your boy Anthony, aka Rafa, coming yet again with another message. Welcome back to Wise Horizons for another one. I'm kind of in a goofy mood today, so I might be a little goofy in my video. Big whoop, deal with it. So I've actually decided to redo this video. And in this video, I'm going to be touching bases on the spirit of rejection and the spirit of abandonment. Mostly the spirit of rejection. Why the spirit of rejection, you say? Let me tell you why. So, at service yesterday, my mom started praying about the spirit of rejection and the spirit of abandonment. And while she was praying, God revealed to me through a vision some things about the spirit of rejection, personally in my own life. While she was praying, he showed me where my sense of rejection comes from. And I didn't know I was dealing with a spirit of rejection. He showed me all the times that I would ask to go somewhere with my siblings and they would say, no, he has to stay at the house. And my siblings had a good reason for doing it. My mom would always have dreams about me and she would say, protect my baby. Make sure you watching my baby. She made a big deal about me. You feel me? And I'm guessing my siblings being the age that they were was like, nah, we don't got no time for that. So he got to stay. And me being a child, not having certain understandings took it a certain way. I never knew that spiritual seeds of rejection were being planted in my very being. If this sounds something similar to your life, keep listening. If you've carried childhood traumas into adulthood, keep listening. If you believe most of the lies that you're telling yourself, keep listening. So, back to the spirit of rejection. While my mother was praying, God also showed me this. He showed me every time that I wanted to go around my aunties and uncles into my grandparents' house, that they would say, no, he has to stay at the house because they seen me as bad, but I was not bad. I was one of those adventurous children who was very curious and liked to go searching for things. I liked to get into stuff. I liked to know what the freak was going on because this world was strange to me. But rather than understanding who I was, they labeled me as bad. They placed a negative connotation on me. They placed a view on me that I did not know that I was carrying up until 26 years old. That now I expect people to do to me what they did to me when I was a kid. I expect rejection. Does that sound like you? I expect people to see the worst in me. Does that sound like you? I expect people to push me away. Does that sound like you? I walk on the scene and I expect rejection. But it started in the home. It started with the family. Seeds were being planted of rejection. If this sounds similar to your life, keep listening. Some of you may not be aware that you're carrying seeds that have trickled down into your adulthood. And you're trying to wonder why you're so messed up. You're wondering what's with the self-sabotage. You're wondering why you can't trust nobody. You're wondering why you distance yourself so much. Well, it may started in the home. Seeds may have been planted that you were unaware of, like seeds of rejection and seeds of abandonment. But what was also revealed was this, that with seeds of rejection comes self-sabotage. Self-sabotage comes into play when you want to validate that seed of rejection that's been planted in you. You want to validate that people are going to treat you how your family treated you. You want to validate those lies that you have reinforced over the years, so that when the same things happen to you that happened to you as a child and even throughout life happens, you can say, I was right. So that seed of rejection keeps you bound. So instead of letting people in, you choose to push them away. So you would rather hurt yourself by keeping everybody away rather than letting somebody in and letting them hurt you. Possible. You see, those seeds that were planted as a kid, they stem into other things too. Other bad habits, other lies, a lot of shortcomings. And a lot of us wonder why we struggle and suffer, because we have not gotten to the root issue. We have not gotten to the root cause. Some aren't even aware that they're battling with seeds that were planted in them as a kid. Who were you before you were demonized? Who were you before you were misunderstood? Who were you before the world said this is who you are? Who were you before the lies of the world convinced you that you were what the world said that you were? Who does God say that you are? Who do you know yourself to be versus all the mud and crap that's been thrown on you to tarnish your image? Who were you before the seeds of misidentification were planted? And if any of this resonates with you, ask God to show you, where did it start? Where is the root cause? Where did it come from? He will show you if you're truly sincere about it. Now, just because you become aware of it doesn't mean it's going to change. You have to also ask God to help you and show you how to uproot that thing and how to heal those areas. Because a lot of you may not know that you're carrying childhood traumas into your adulthood. And the people that placed those seeds, they ain't hurting. You're the one that's hurting. You're hurting and suffering with things that were planted in you that God never intended. But can he use it? Yes. Will he use it? Yes. And it's easier said than done sometimes. But with a little bit of faith and some consistency, you can do it. You can discard those seeds that are not bearing the fruit that God intended you to bear. Because really, they weren't seeds to bear fruit in the first place. They were weeds that were planted so that they could choke out who you were really meant to be. So don't let the weeds of rejection or abandonment stop you from becoming that version of you that you see, but you just don't know how you gonna get there. Well, I tell you what, anything is possible through Christ Jesus. Now, from this point on, it's up to you. Talk to God about it. Put it in his hands. Even if you don't understand, I'm just here to give you a piece of my story so it can help you. I may make this seem easy, but I actually battle a lot with a lot of stuff that I've been carrying since a child. You might look at me and say, no, you don't. You don't know the half of it. But I still want to try my best to use my pains to help somebody. Even if I got to give parts of me that I'm afraid to give. And be vulnerable in areas that I'm afraid to be vulnerable in. I'm not perfect, and I'm no different than you. But I will try my best to face my fears and to help another soul if that's what I got to do with what I suffered through. And I'm 26 and I'm still going through it. But only by the grace of God am I still standing. And you can too. Until next time, y'all have a great and blessed day. Thanks for tuning in to Wise Horizons for yet again another message. If you have not yet, leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, and hit that notification bell so that you can be notified anytime I drop videos. Peace out. I love y'all.